Hi, welcome to Lesson 1 of our Million Dollar Action Journey. I am so excited to have you here. This class is based on Rachel Rodgers' workbook, The Million Dollar Action, but it's more than just going through the pages. It's about weaving her wisdom with my own story and your story too. Together, we're going to unlearn money myths, rewrite our narratives, and take practical steps to step into abundance. This class is not just about the numbers in the bank. It is about freedom. It's about choices, presence, and joy. We're going to start with the introduction because that's where the foundation is laid. The why. Why do we even need more money? Rachel opens this book with a story, and I think many of us can relate to it. She was on a business trip when she got the phone call no mother ever wants to receive. Her child had just had a seizure. She describes hearing her husband sobbing on the other end of the line, something she's only ever had heard once or twice in a decade of marriage. In that moment, she didn't hesitate. She booked the first flight home, even though it cost $2,000. She said, expensive? Yes. Overpriced? Probably. But I paid without a moment's hesitation. It wasn't even a question. It was a must-do. Later, she reflected on the fact that 10 years earlier, she wouldn't have been able to do that. She would have been trapped, working a low-paying job with overdraft fees, no health insurance, no way to afford a last-minute ticket. She would have been stuck. That's the difference money makes. Not money for money's sake, but money that allows you to show up when life demands it. And I want to pause and bring this into my own life. For me, I felt that same pain. About 10 years ago, my husband had a stroke, and there were times when I couldn't take care of him because I had to work. And then later on, my mother became very ill, and there were times when I could not see her because I could not afford to take the time off of work. There's even been times when I couldn't buy groceries because the account had gone overdraft. And that's why this resonates so deeply with me, because money isn't about being greedy. It is about being there, showing up, and living fully. Having more money is never really about the money. It's about the people you love and the causes you care about. It's about having more options instead of being limited to the worst options on the menu. That's what Rachel says, and I know that those words are true to my core. So let's pause here for a little bit of reflection. In the workbook, Rachel asks, can you remember a time when you couldn't do something that you really needed to or wanted to do, simply because you didn't have enough money? So I want you to think back. Maybe it was 10 years ago. Maybe it was 10 days ago. How did you feel? What did you learn? Take a few minutes to write it down. For me, there's been too many times when we have not been able to take care of ourselves the way we should. We have not been able to go to doctor's visits, get the right medication, take care of our cars, do oil changes, take our animals to the vets. So many times when things could not be done because we did not have the money. Again, there's been times I couldn't even buy groceries because the account was overdraft. These are real moments. This is the raw reality of life as you know it right now. And that is why we're here. Because as Rachel writes, that is never going to happen in my life, never, ever again. I have made this decision, and I invite you to make the same decision in your life now. I want you to close your eyes with me for a moment. Take a deep breath in and release. I want you to remember the moment you just wrote about, the moment where money held you back. Feel what you felt, the stress, the pain, the helplessness. Now breathe in again. And this time, imagine a different outcome. Imagine you had enough money in that moment. Imagine swiping your card without worry, saying yes to that flight, yes to the time off, yes to the groceries, yes to being present. Feel the shift in your body. That's freedom, that's alignment, that's peace. And that is what we're working towards. Now repeat after me, either out loud or in your heart. I deserve to have more than enough. Money gives me freedom to show up where I'm needed most. It is safe for me to want more. I release shame and embrace abundance. I am building wealth for myself, my family, and generations to come. In this introduction, Rachel also busts some of the biggest money myths. One of them is the best way to become wealthy is to stop buying lattes, stop getting takeout, stop frivolous luxuries, and cut back, cut back, cut back. She says that this is absolutely false. It's ludicrous and insulting. Why? Because saving $5 on coffee every day is going to take you 547 years to make $1 million. 547 years, guys. She says that instead, we need to stop obsessing about pennies, start creating thousands, focus on earning more, not shrinking your life smaller. I want to ask you, where have you been told to shrink instead of expand? Where have you been told to accept less, to make do, to eat less, to take up less space? How has that message shaped your life? I want you to write it down or share it in the group if you'd like. And then remember, we are not here to shrink. We are here to expand. So here's your homework for the week. I want you to schedule your millionaire work time. That's 1 hour every week where you dedicate your time to creating abundance in your life. I want you to put it in your calendar, schedule it, live by it. And now I want you to write down your top 5 excuses. Mine were that I didn't know where to start. I didn't have the money. I don't have the time. I need to do X, Y, or Z first. I'm tired. So tired. I want you to write yours down. Put them somewhere you can see daily. And every time you see them, remind yourself, I am done with excuses. Now, as Rachel says, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Today, you took the first step. You wrote, you reflected, you breathed into possibility. This is the beginning of your $1 million story. Next time, we'll dive into that chapter and start rewriting your narrative. But for now, leave with this affirmation. Life is abundant, and I deserve it. Thank you for showing up. You are worthy, you are ready, and you deserve more.